On July 20, 1969, humanity achieved one of its greatest milestones. Apollo 11 astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin stepped onto the lunar surface, forever changing our understanding of space exploration. Armstrong's famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," echoed around the world, symbolizing a moment of triumph for science and human ambition. However, despite the monumental achievement, the event has not been free of controversy. Bill Kaysing, a former employee of the rocket engine company Rocketdyne, ignited a storm of skepticism that continues to reverberate today. His claims about the fake nature of the moon landing laid the foundation for the conspiracy theories that have thrived for over 5 decades. This video explores the moon landing's impact, the theories proposed by Kaysing, the persistence of these conspiracy theories, and the extensive evidence that supports the authenticity of the lunar landing. The Apollo 11 mission, a historic achievement. The Apollo 11 mission was the culmination of years of scientific and engineering endeavors by NASA and thousands of workers across the United States. On July 16, 1969, the Saturn V rocket, a marvel of modern engineering, launched from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The crew on board consisted of Commander Neil Armstrong, Lunar Module pilot Buzz Aldrin, and Command Module pilot Michael Collins. The Saturn V rocket, at 363 feet tall, remains the tallest, heaviest, and most powerful rocket ever built, and was capable of generating 7.5 million pounds of thrust, enough to propel the spacecraft from Earth to the Moon. This powerful rocket was essential to the success of the mission, overcoming the challenge of escaping Earth's gravitational pull and delivering astronauts safely to lunar orbit. After a 4-day journey through space, the Apollo 11 spacecraft entered lunar orbit. Armstrong and Aldrin then boarded the lunar module, Eagle, and descended to the lunar surface, landing in the Sea of Tranquility. Armstrong became the first human to set foot on the Moon, followed shortly by Aldrin. The lunar module used a combination of rocket propulsion and an advanced guidance system to land in the Moon's low-gravity environment. Armstrong's first step on the Moon was a meticulously planned event, and the team had to carefully manage the fuel and landing sequence. While Collins remained in lunar orbit aboard the command module, Armstrong and Aldrin spent about 2 hours on the lunar surface, conducting experiments, collecting samples, and setting up scientific instruments, including the first American flag planted on the Moon. The event was broadcast live to millions of viewers around the world, marking an unprecedented achievement in human history. It also brought the United States into the spotlight during the height of the Cold War, as the Soviet Union had earlier launched the first man-made satellite, Sputnik, and the first human, Yuri Gagarin, into space. The moon landing was a symbolic victory, asserting U.S. technological supremacy over the Soviet Union and demonstrating its leadership in the space race. This achievement was not only about national pride, but also about inspiring future generations of scientists, engineers, and explorers to push the boundaries of what was thought possible. The global impact of the moon landing is still felt today, inspiring space missions and the ambitions of space agencies worldwide. Bill Kaysing and the birth of the moon hoax theory. Bill Kaysing, who briefly worked at Rocketdyne from 1960 to 1963, but was not directly involved with the Apollo program, is often credited as the originator of the moon landing conspiracy theories. In the 1970s, he self-published a pamphlet titled "We Never Went to the Moon: America's $30 Billion Swindle," in which he argued that the U.S. lacked the technological capability to land on the moon in 1969, suggesting the Apollo missions were a staged hoax to secure political victory during the Cold War. Kaysing's key points included the absence of stars in the photos taken on the moon, the lack of a blast crater beneath the lunar module, and inconsistent shadows in the photographs, which he claimed were evidence of artificial lighting rather than sunlight. These claims, despite being easily debunked by experts, gained traction, especially in the pre-internet era, when misinformation was harder to challenge. Over time, Kaysing's theories were amplified by other conspiracy theorists, spreading through books, documentaries, and internet forums, perpetuating skepticism about the authenticity of the moon landing. The persistence of moon landing conspiracy theories. Kaysing's pamphlet sparked a wildfire of conspiracy theories, which continued to grow in the following decades. The rise of the internet, social media platforms, and conspiracy-driven channels, such as YouTube and podcasts, gave these theories new life, allowing them to spread more widely than ever before. Prominent figures such as podcaster Joe Rogan and YouTuber Shane Dawson have voiced support for the idea that the moon landings were faked. Additionally, a sociology professor in New Jersey was even exposed in 2023 for teaching students that the moon landings were part of an elaborate hoax. As with many conspiracy theories, the absence of definitive proof, combined with skepticism towards authority and distrust of government institutions, has fueled the persistence of these claims. For some, questioning the moon landing is a way to challenge the narrative of historical events and assert their independence of thought. Debunking the claims, NASA's evidence. Despite the persistence of moon landing conspiracy theories, NASA has provided substantial evidence supporting the authenticity of the Apollo missions. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence is the 382 kilograms of lunar rock collected during 6 Apollo missions, which have been studied globally and found to possess unique properties that distinguish them from any terrestrial rock, confirming their lunar origin. Additionally, NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter has captured high-resolution images of the Apollo landing sites, showing the remnants of the lunar modules, astronaut tracks, and even the American flags planted on the moon, providing undeniable visual proof of the landings. The Soviet Union, which tracked the Apollo missions in real time, would have had a strong incentive to expose a hoax, but instead publicly congratulated the U.S., further corroborating the landings. Other nations, including Japan and China, have also affirmed the authenticity of the moon landings. Moreover, retroreflectors placed on the lunar surface during Apollo missions continue to function, reflecting laser beams sent from Earth, allowing scientists to measure the Earth-Moon distance with precision, providing further verification that humans indeed travel to the moon. The psychology behind conspiracy theories. The continued belief in the moon landing hoax, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary, speaks to the broader psychological phenomenon of conspiracy thinking. For some people, conspiracy theories provide a sense of control and understanding in a chaotic world. Believing in the moon landing hoax allows individuals to challenge what they see as a corrupt government or a manipulated media. Moreover, the internet has provided an ideal environment for these theories to thrive. Platforms like YouTube, Reddit, and various conspiracy-focused websites create echo chambers where individuals can find like-minded people who share their doubts and suspicions, reinforcing their beliefs rather than challenging them. That's all for today's video. If you found this video informative and interesting, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more fascinating content. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe in the moon landing conspiracy, or is it all just a myth? We'd love to hear your opinions. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.